School authorities and the District Education Directorate have been meeting students of St. John's Senior High Technical School in Nandom. Last week, the students set the school's administration block on fire because they were angered by the school's authority. The students, according to them, did not understand why they had to pass the mock exams before they could write next year's WASSCE. 2 teachers and 5 students have since been arrested. Members of the public have challenged the Accra Metropolitan Assembly to ensure strict enforcement of building regulations. According to them, the Assembly for far too long has paid lip service to enhancing and ensuring contractors adhere to building codes. Their concerns comes on the heels of yet another building collapse which killed 1 person at Cantonment, a suburb of Accra. They spoke to Kwabena Chenchen Hinebuatin.
I don't know what to say, but the one who is supposed to check on it, if that person checks it regularly, I don't think that thing would happen again. Ghana, what we know is we like to talk. Yes, when we hear something, we talk about it and then we later forget about it. We don't like acting on it. We don't like acting on what we hear. But we liked talking about it and then bringing out ideas. After that, it dies.
Ghana, we have something like very soon they will forget about something. And when they are doing something like this, you see, this kind of collapsing things over there at the, I think, Cantonment, it's a very dangerous thing. I think 1 person loses his life and the other people get injured. And it's very serious. We don't take cautions about so many things. You see, when you are building a building, you need to have good measures about it. Insurance is very important. They don't do, the person that is doing the construction doesn't even think about his life. You see people using bamboo to do scaffolders. How can you use bamboo to do scaffolders and stand on it to do plastering? It's not good. It's very dangerous. But we don't take good care of it. We just have to go there and start work. And it's very bad. So I think the government is supposed to take very good measures about it and enforce this this thing about it so that people will be very good about taking contract and building houses. Other than that, we will lose all our people. What they have to do is that the person who is paid to look after this is supposed to be fired. If he's not taking good care of those things, then they have to take him off from there because they have people who are ready to work. So if someone is put there and the person is not doing the right thing, then you have to take him off and bring the person that is going to work over there. You can't just put someone there who is thinking about him alone himself. Say, na Debbie.
So school authorities and District Education Directorate have been meeting students of the St. John's Senior High Technical School in Nandom. Right now, I have been joined online by Mohammed, who is going to give us update on the issue. Hello, Mohammed.
Hello, Francisca.
This is Gladys Mohammed. So quickly update us. We spoke with you earlier today. What new updates do we have?
Well, right now, they are in a meeting again. And from what I've picked, if they're able to get the corporates who bent down the administration, they are going to limit them to pay. But if they're not able to get the corporates, then they will have to limit the whole school. What I've picked is that, for instance, if the Form 3s are to pay, let's say, 1,000 Ghana cedi, then the Form 2s will be paying 500 Ghana cedi, and then the Form 1s will pay 200 Ghana cedi. That is just an example. But if they'll be setting up a committee, they'll meet again tomorrow, Tuesday, to come up with a committee to investigate into the issue. And I also appeal to the students or anybody who has information to come out with to assist them in the work that they are doing currently.
Mohammed, I'm not sure I get you clearly. Could you take us through a bit more about how the students or the entire school is going to be levied? Just try and explain that a bit well to us.
The regional director was given an example that if they are going to levy the students, those who are the corporates, they will levy them separately. But if they're not able to get the people who bent the administration, then they will levy the whole school.
Okay.
And it was given an example. If the Form 3s are to pay 1,000 Ghana cedis, then the Form 2s will pay 500 Ghana cedis, and the Form 1s will pay 200 Ghana cedis. That was an example he was given. But they have not come up with the exact amount that they are going to be levied. And they are going to set up a committee tomorrow, as we were told, that they will set up a committee tomorrow to do further investigation.
Okay, so basically, they still haven't been able to get to the bottom and to identify. No. So how about those they arrested? What are they saying about them? Why the arrest?
They've been granted bail, but they were not able to give the reasons why they picked those students. But after the time that the event, the banning was going on, those were the people who were still around that area. So they picked them, and they've been granted bail. They're just going to do further investigations with regards to those that they arrested.
I see. So about the examination, will the students be able to write?
No, they still have not been able to write. All the questions were banned except English questions for the Form 2s. So they were writing until the district and the Director of Education came, and then they stopped them from writing. Then they went for the meeting.
And so what are the authorities, the school authorities, saying? When are they going to be able to make them write?
Well, that's saying that we should still hold on until they come out with they finish with the meeting. They will be able to give us much details on the issues. But for now, we should still hold on, because they are in a meeting today, and tomorrow the meeting will continue. So hopefully, by the close of day tomorrow, we'll come out with something to give to you.
Are they keeping the students in school because of the investigations, or for what reason could the students?
No, they're keeping the students in school. That they were trying to write the exam today, but because most of the questions were banned, they're saying they should still hold on. They will vacate on the 19th of this month. But they want to meet the students and they come and discuss with them what the things that happened. Maybe if they will get some information from them as to the students who were involved into the matter.
Okay, right. Mohammed, thank you. We have been talking to Mohammed Hassan. He is a reporter with Freed FM. He joined us to give us updates on issues happening and reveling in the St. John's Senior High Technical in Nandom in the Upper West region. The recent clashes between residents of Nkunya Alavanyo is affecting education in the two areas. Teaching and learning at Alavanyo in particular has been most affected.
The age-old conflict resurfaced last week. The heavy security presence in both towns is prompting fear among both the old and young.
This time we have to go to school at 8 and close at 12. The impact on that is negative. Now we have these students in our secondary schools here. They have to close school at 1. Walk to their various destinations before the curfew hours. The effect is going to be poor standard of education in our area. There are students who don't have anything to do with this conflict. Why should they suffer for it? There are people who are, the teachers, the nurses, and what have you, who are working here. Why should they also feel the brunt of the conflict? So I feel the government should go back to the drawing table and come out with something better.
The people are subsistence farmers, and those who are able to go to markets, I find it very difficult to go because most often they leave very early. If you look at the farmers, they can't even sell their items now. When they go to farm too, they come very early, and even some of them do not have watches where they come on time. Mm-hmm. If you look at education, the slightest information or misinformation, you see the children closing from school, teachers running away. So, but generally, it has affected the general economic activities of the people.
Apart from the negative impact of the conflict on education, economic activities have also been brought to a standstill.
For the past 3 or 4 days, we have been observing this curfew. From that 4 o'clock, it affects our work a lot. Because normally people come very late in the evening, about 5 o'clock, to join our cars. But this time, because of the curfew, by 3 you have to close and go to the house. And it affects the travelers too.
Yeah, so yeah, market women, a queen a high. If you say, and Bra Beko, you are so now the action. You could do what almost say a 4 curfew time 4. You could do a Tony Manuel. They say it's a canny when you talk in Yama.
We do not have enough time to do business. Everything is going bad as a result of the curfew.
A bad yes, it can be she. I think so. You're Tony Manuel and
Still, residents of the two areas are appealing to government to do something about the curfew imposed on them. Matilda Hamaga for Joy News.
President John Mahama has opened the 2014 National Festival of Arts and Culture, NAFAC, with a clarion call for reflection on the erosion of cultural norms of the Ghanaian society. The president was speaking at the Jubilee Park in Sunyani in the Bunahafu region, where a grand durbar of people and chiefs across the country was held to mark the opening ceremony of NAFAC. Gifty Ando Apia has more.
The National Festival of Arts and Culture is a biennial ceremony to showcase and promote Ghanaian culture, customs and traditions. It is most importantly to assess these values and its impact on national development. Paramount Chief of the Yeji traditional area, Pimapim Yao Kabrese III, appealed for the creation of a funding system for the festival and rigorous development of tourist sites to make NAFAC celebration worth the while. Minister for Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts Elizabeth Ofosue-Jare announced the rehabilitation of the region's cultural theatre, which had been deteriorating, and called for more media attention for culture and creative arts, underscoring its economic boosting potentials.
We need to subject all our actions to a cultural audit. The choices we make as a people is critical to our survival in a globalized village where the media continue to set the agenda. I would like to appeal to the media to locate tourism, culture and creative art in their various editorials with a view to promote Ghana's rich culture for economic development. Our strength is in our ecotourism and in our hospitality as a people. I wish to appeal to all, especially our educational institutions, guilds, associations and public sector workers, to factor domestic tourism visitation on their annual calendar.
President John Mahama said it's about time the country packaged and promoted its unique culture globally.
We must reflect and ponder at some of the cultural and traditional norms we are imbibing from outside. Our culture and traditions identify who we are. We must therefore not lose it. If we lose our culture, we lose our identity as a people. Our culture is based on our clothes, the foods we eat, our dance, and our traditions and cultural norms.
He lamented what he described as a breakdown of some Ghanaian values, which he indicated are impacting society negatively.
Urbanization and modernization is changing our norms and attitudes. It is breaking down the extended family structure. It is not uncommon to see today elderly, destitute people standing at street corners and begging for alms. It is not uncommon to see children on the street who have no homes to go to. But for me, two main issues stand out in today's celebration, and they have a strong link with our culture and traditions.
The colorful ceremony saw cultural performances from the various regions in the country and a display of chiefs in their full regalia. Gifty Ando Apia, Joy News, Sunyani, Bunahafu region.
The Accra Metropolitan Assembly this morning held a closed-door meeting, and my colleague Matilda Womega, she's there and she is joining us online to tell us what they have been talking about. For instance, we know that just last Saturday, a building collapsed, a restaurant building that is still in the process of construction collapsed, and one person lost the life in the course. And so we want to believe that is what AMA held the press briefing to talk about. So my colleague Matilda Womega will be joining us very soon to brief us on what the AMA has to say about that. In the meantime, let's just catch a breather now. Welcome back. Trade Minister Dr. Ekos Gabra has reiterated his ministry's support to ensure the passage of the advertising bill. The new advertising bill, which is yet to be presented to Cabinet, seeks to regulate the activities of advertising agencies and to ensure that practitioners carry out their work in a professional and ethical manner. Dr. Gabra was addressing advertising practitioners at the 8th Gongon Awards at the Banquet Hall in Accra.
It was a night to recognize and appreciate the very best in the advertising industry in Ghana. Over 180 different adverts competed for gold, silver and bronze awards in the radio, TV, press, outdoor and the digital activation categories. The award ceremony was divided into two parts: the Sankofa Awards and the 2013 Awards. In the Sankofa Awards, advertising companies and agencies that had produced various adverts from 2009 to 2012 were awarded to fill the 5-year gap the AAG failed to organize the Gongong Awards.
Our industry is bleeding badly in the area of capacity building. As council, therefore, we are committed to focus on improving our lot in this regard. We believe that in this fast-changing world, the acquisition of knowledge is the key to being on top of every field of endeavor. This year, our Secretariat started training programs that covered areas like creativity, brand strategies, and advertising in the digital era.
President of the Advertising Association of Ghana, Joel Edmonete, is optimistic the newly drafted advertising bill, when passed into law, will help weed out unprofessional practitioners and substandard adverts.
To ensure that we have a body that can really bring sanity into our industry in a holistic way, we have made significant progress with the Advertising Standards Bill and will continue to work with all relevant stakeholders to bring it to fruition. We are counting on the Honourable Minister of Trade and Industry and other stakeholders, including the Parliamentary Select Committees on Trade and Industry and Communications, to support us to get the bill passed into law to help sanitize this industry.
Minister of Trade and Industry, Dr. Ekos Gabra, reiterated his commitment to help with the passage of the advertising bill.
Let me therefore take this opportunity to urge the AAG to possibly widen your membership drive and attract those that you yourselves may consider as unprofessional firms to help upgrade their skills and capacities in order for them to meet the required standards. Indeed, there's a strong need to protect the sanctity of the advertising discipline and profession and to safeguard the integrity of its practitioners.
Standard Ghana, an advertising agency, picked 20 awards, including 3 Platinum Awards for adverts produced both in the Sankofa Awards and 2013. Other advertising agencies, including Publicis, Incel, Apex Advertising, Low Lintas and Result Advertising, picked up more than 3 awards each during the night.
An Accra Circuit Court has scheduled December 12 as dates to pronounce judgment on bail application in the case involving businessman Alhaji Mohammed Dawood. Businessman Alhaji Mohammed Dawood is alleged to have aided Nayeli Ametape in easy passage through the VIP lounge at the Kotoka International Airport. So far, 12 persons have been arrested in Ghana in connection with cocaine bust. My colleague Kwachi Afreniama, Joy News reporter, was in court and joins me online. Hello, Kwachi.
Yeah, Gladys.
Yeah, what transpired today?
Mr. Adueti, a lawyer for Alhaji Dawood, today began by arguing that the lady at the center of this entire controversy, that Nayeli Ametefe, received the cocaine on board the plane and not at the VIP section. And so it could have been carried to her through any other part of the airport. So essentially, the point that lawyer Adueti was trying to make us to link Nayeli's use of the VIP lounge and the easy transportation of the cocaine to her, because as you may already know, Alhaji Dawood's lawyers have admitted that the businessman facilitated Nayeli's entry through the VIP lounge. The prosecution, however, maintained that they need Alhaji Dawood in custody until they conclude their investigation. So on December 12, as you indicated early on, we will know whether Alhaji Dawood will be granted the bail he so much wants now. He was in a cream top today, and I must say he put on a rather serious look. But two other cases also related to this scandal were heard by the court today. First, the case involving three officials who manned affairs at the VVIP lounge at the Kotoka International Airport that had persons like Mr. Abio Ashiteama, who was an assistant director of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, was heard by the court today. Their lawyers argued that, well, looking at how events have unfolded and looking at the revelations that have come out from the BNI's investigations, it shows that their clients have nothing to do at all with the case. They sought basically to apply for bail for their clients, but the court has adjourned that bail application, the ruling on that, to December 12 as well. Finally, the two ladies who traveled with Nayeli Ametefe and are led to have absconded following her arrest. That's Nanekria Amponsa and Dalia Sandra Nuhu also failed to secure bail today. Ruling on that as well, that bail application has been adjourned to Friday. So in the next 4 days, a lot to look forward to. I must say, finally, sadly though, a Ghanaian Times journalist who tried taking pictures of the two ladies I've mentioned earlier on, that's Nanekri Amponsa and Sadalia Nuhu, had his shirt torn. Fortunately, though, he wasn't injured at all, but it's believed that some persons who are close to her family or some family members of the two ladies actually were at the center of this assault. And as I indicated earlier on, the journalist was not injured at all.
Where did this happen? Inside the courtroom or outside the court premises?
This was outside the courtroom after the judge had concluded his ruling on the bail application as they were being transported by officials of the BNI into their vehicle. As of that time, the family members, some of them tried covering the faces of the two suspects, the two ladies, with some headscarves and some clothes, but still journalists, obviously, for obvious reasons, wanted to take some shots. But those family members, persons believed to be family members, were not so happy about this. So the journalist was assaulted. This led to some bit of confusion there, but finally they were transported. The journalist, fortunately, as I said previously, was not injured, but refused to grant any interview. But as I also indicated early on, he is a Ghanaian Times journalist, Gladys.
I see. Is there any action that can be taken in this case? Hello, Afre. Hello, Kwache. Too
Hello?
bad. Hello, Kwache. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm struggling to hear you. Your question?
Yes, I'm asking, is there any action that can be taken in favor for the journalist?
Wow, it's difficult hearing
I'm
you
asking, is there any action that can be taken in favor of the reporter, the journalist who's been assaulted?
Well, that will depend on what his media firm will decision they will take on this, but we'll see how events unfold on this one as well. As I said earlier on, he refused going to an interview, but I'm sure when he gets to the office, he inform his bosses, we'll follow up and see what happens.
Okay, right. Thank you so much, Kwache. Our friend Nyama is a Joy News reporter. He joined us on phone to give us update from the court premises where the case of Alhaji Dawood, who is involved in aiding Naile Amtepe to use the VIP lounge of the Kotika International Airport, where she got busted for carrying 12.5 kilograms of cocaine when she arrived at the Heathrow Airport. There's a press release here coming from the VRA. So it reads, closure of Pond Dam Access Road. The management of the Volta River Authority wishes to bring to the attention of the general public that the access road on the Pond Dam would be closed to both vehicular and motorbike traffic on Wednesday, December 10 to Saturday, December 13, 2014, from the hours of 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. The closure is to enable the contractor working on the retrofit project, Andres Hydro, remove the intake service gates on one of the generating units for refurbishment. We wish to indicate, however, that there would be a guided pedestrian crossing during the period of closure. Also, arrangements have been made for situations like the critically ill who would be crossing to the access health care. The VRA apologizes to all stakeholders for the inconvenience this situation might cause. They deeply are apologetic for this one. We take a short break here. When we come back, Baba Tando is standing by with sports.
My name is Baba Tando. Good afternoon. Time now to talk sports, and let's begin with football, and I mean local football. King Faisal's case against the GFA has been adjourned to December 15. That's a week today, and we have online counsel for King Faisal FC, lawyer Egbert Fable, and he will fill us in as to the details of this particular issue. Hello, good afternoon to you, lawyer Egbert Fable.
Good afternoon.
Lawyer, we understand that you were supposed to be in court today. You actually were in court today, but your case was adjourned until next Monday. How true is that?
Yes, I'm able to confirm that we were in court today. That is both the GFA and King Faisal, and then also Adriana Stars FC. And the business for the day was that the Ghana Football Association had filed a motion or an application seeking orders of the Human Rights Division of the High Court to dismiss the writ of summons that King Faisal had filed, seeking the reliefs endorsed thereon. Now, the court ordered both the GFA and King Faisal to file written submission almost about a month ago. And today, the court delivered its ruling where it dismissed the GFA's application and ordered it to file its defense, as well as Ibiaka Stars to file its defense, and adjourned the pending application for an order for injunction to the 15th of December for that motion to also come on.
Lea Fabio, do you think that, do you foresee anything positive out of this ruling on December 15?
Well, it is an injunction application. An injunction can, it's at the court's discretion. So we'll go and argue it, and then once we take it, the court will exercise its discretion as to whether or not to grant it or not.
But we're sure that on the 15th of December, this matter will be put to rest totally?
Well, it's not a matter of the substantive suit being put to rest. This is the substantive suit is a pending suit which will go on for a long time. But the injunction application will be determined. So
I beg your pardon, the pending suit would go on for a long time. I mean, can you tell how long it could go for?
Evidence will be taken, and all kinds of things will happen before judgment will be delivered. So that is a substantive suit standing on its own, if I can say so. And then the business for the 15th is an application for an order of interlocutory injunction restraining the GFA from going on with the hearing of the case. Restraining the GFA from commencing the league that is scheduled to be commenced, pending the final determination of the suit.
For the purposes of a reminder, can you just take us back a little bit to what the substantive issue is?
The substantive suit is just about the fact that King Faisal filed a petition before the GFA's disciplinary committee seeking the enforcement of the GFA's own regulation as regards payment of fines and other related matters. The GFA's disciplinary committee determined that matter and dismissed it. King Faisal says that, look, in determining that petition, the GFA's disciplinary committee rested its decision on evidence of a staff of the GFA, but nevertheless did not allow King Faisal to cross-examine the staff of the GFA. So, based on that, King Faisal was aggrieved. Then King Faisal appealed to the appeals committee of the GFA about this irregularity, about the conduct of the business of the disciplinary committee. Now, the appeals committee also, in determining the appeal, dismissed the appeal, but in so doing, precluded King Faisal from filing a reply to the statement of case filed by Adriana Stars. King Faisal is of the position that that is a breach of the fundamental rule of natural justice, to which the audio utterum partem or the audio utterum partem rule, which translated into English simply means that you cannot condemn a man without hearing him. We had the right of reply, but the GFA's appeal committee precluded or prevented us from filing that. And so we brought all those matters in a writ of summons that has been filed at the Human Rights Division of the High Court, seeking the release endorsed on the writ of summons.
Lawyer Egbert Fabio, thanks very much, and we wish you and King Faisal and indeed all other parties all the best in this particular case. Lawyer Egbert Fabio is counsel for King Faisal FC. Now, still on football, but let's talk about the Black Stars. And Avram Grant will begin meeting his new charges in a familiarization tour this week before the Black Stars converge for the pre-AFCON tournament camp. Now, the new Ghana national team coach left Accra last Thursday after a 3-day stint where he was introduced to the various stakeholders he'll be working with within the next 27 months. He met the sports minister, held meetings with the Black Stars management and technical teams before his departure, before his official unveiling last Thursday. Now, during one of the meetings, the Israeli requested for a database on all the players who have been involved with the team over the past 1 year. Now, with the Ghana League not in session, the new gaffer is left with no choice than to scout and meet with national team players abroad. He will begin his tour, I'm told, from Italy. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll bring you details of that in our subsequent bulletins. But moving away from football, let's talk about boxing. And George Red Tiger Ashi is the new WBO Africa interim lightweight champion after claiming a 6th-round knockout victory over Alan Kamote of Tanzania in Accra last Friday night. Now, the former Africa Boxing Union and Commonwealth lightweight champion has vowed to realize his world title dreams, beginning with the fight against Kamote, his first in over 20 months. And true to his words, Ashi was on hand to inflict endless pain on Universal Boxing Organization WBO World Lightweight Champion Kamote, so much that the Tanzanian contemplated quitting on his stool even before the ill-fated 6th round. Ashi easily won every round, including sending Kamote to the canvas in round 4, even though the Tanzanian will beat the count in the main event of McDonald Promotions maiden bill, code-named Fist of Fury. Afterwards, Ashi reiterated his desire to march on to bigger fights in 2015 and edge closer to the World Championship within the next 2 years.
What works for you tonight? All right, you are the WBO Africa lightweight champion. Now, Alan Kamote says he wants a rematch. What do you say to that?
Right. Yeah, his fight is good. George Shea is good. He's a very good boxer and fighter.
Yes. What can you say about your opponent?
Opponent George Shea is a very good boxer. He's a fighter. A real champion for rematch, second time. Sports. So, at a point, I say Kiswahili, matokeo, and the judges, a knockout, draw, win, loss is a good sports. Yeah.
Are you prepared to call for a rematch?
Yeah, I need a rematch. I need a rematch.
Back to soccer issues, and the Presidential Commission set up to investigate Ghana's stained World Cup participation has no power to demand full disbursement of World Cup prize money to government, the Ghana Football Association has said. Now, the FA, in a letter signed by Acting General Secretary Emmanuel Jima and intercepted by Joyce Paul, said the Commission had exceeded its powers by asking the FA to disburse the entire $8 million World Cup prize money to government instead of the original amount of $4 million agreed. The FA entered into an agreement with governments to pre-finance the cost of Ghana's World Cup participation with a promise to pay back when they received the World Cup prize money. In line with that agreement, the FA returned an amount of $4,003,761.08 to government upon receipt of the prize money. However, the World Cup Commission issued a directive to the FA through the Sports Ministry demanding that the entire $8 million be paid to government instead of just $4 million. The FA has responded, and with no ambiguities, it states the Commission has no authority to make any such requests. That will do it for now on sports, but there are more headlines on our sports page on myjoyonline.com. There will also be more sports news in our subsequent news bulletins. My name is Baba Tando. News returns after the break. Do stay on. Have a good afternoon.
For more news, you could log on to myjoyonline.com for more information, for more updates. You could also equally log on to multitvworld.com for more news. My name is Gladys Osei Oredu. Thank you so much for your time.